The Old Trails fire just jumped the Spokane River, and the Mann-Grandstaff VA Medical Center is right now evacuating patients and staff. A VA hospital evacuating patients because a wildfire is burning through the city of Spokane, Washington, as we are on air tonight. Within the last 2 hours, Governor Bob Ferguson declared a statewide wildfire emergency and imposed a burn ban through September 30th. 110 members of the Washington National Guard are now activated, and more can be called up at the Adjutant General's discretion. Avista has cut power to over 7,000 homes in Spokane as a public safety power shutoff the fire has burned into their grid. If you are in Spokane right now and haven't left, the evacuation shelter is at Spokane Falls Community College, 3410 West Whistalks Way. This is August 1st, 2026, National Preparedness Level 5, and what is happening in Spokane tonight is unlike anything we have seen this season. So let's get right into it. Every fire, every number, every evacuation order as fast as I can get it to you, dear. The National Interagency Fire Center Situation Report this morning confirmed 84 large fires uncontained nationwide. 3 new large incidents were reported since yesterday, and the fire community is stretched to its absolute limit. 4.9 million acres have burned in the United States so far in 2026. That is 133% of the 10-year average. We are running historically bad on every metric. 26,800 firefighters and support personnel are engaged nationwide right now. 601 crews, 1,618 engines, 203 helicopters deployed. And here's the international dimension of this crisis that most people don't realize. 74 international specialists, 1 team, plus 59 frontline firefighters from Australia and New Zealand are confirmed on the ground. 4 military C-130 air tankers equipped with MAV systems have been deployed to Klamath Falls and Redding. Those aircraft come from Colorado, Wyoming, and California Air National Guard units. This is a full military response. All right, let's break this down region by region, starting with the absolute epicenter of this national crisis, Oregon. Oregon right now has 30 large fires actively burning in a single state. That is more than 1/3 of every large fire burning in the entire country concentrated in one state. Total acreage across Oregon's large fires, 1,703,000 acres burned. The Roe Creek Complex near Fossil, Oregon is the state's flagship incident at 313,000 acres. It's 57% contained, started by lightning on July 15th, burning through grass, juniper, and timber. The Crosswhite Fire, just one component of that complex, has already burned 295,000 acres alone. The National Weather Service issued a rare, particularly dangerous situation red flag warning for this complex today. That PDS designation is not something forecasters throw around lightly. It means genuinely exceptional danger. Crews spent today patrolling, mopping up, and maintaining 50 to 200 feet of containment depth along the perimeter. A major command transition happens at 6 a.m. Sunday. Southwest Incident Management Team 2 assumes control of both zones. Moving northeast through Oregon, the Coleman Creek Fire near Gentura is burning at 212,000 acres with zero containment. 0% contained, showing extreme wind-driven runs, and spotting energy infrastructure is directly threatened. The Big Grass Fire, 25 miles southwest of Jordan Valley, right on the Oregon-Idaho border, is massive. 304,000 acres at just 21% containment. Evacuations and road closures remain in effect. If you're in Jordan Valley, Pleasant Valley, or South Mountain in Owyhee County, Idaho, follow all guidance from the sheriff. The Hagen Fire on Umatilla National Forest, 26 miles east of Pendleton, is at 35,000 acres. Only 8% contained active fire behavior with uphill runs, torching, and spotting energy infrastructure threatened. The Shingle Fire, 14 miles southeast of Mitchell, has burned 66,000 acres with just 10% containment. The Bench Fire, 4 miles south of Warm Springs, has grown to 66,000 acres at 47% contained. This fire grew nearly 20,000 acres in roughly 24 hours earlier this week. That is fire explosion. Short crown runs, group torching, long-range spotting. The Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs declared a state of emergency. Numerous residences and energy infrastructure remain threatened, and evacuations around Warm Springs are still in effect. Now let's move north into Washington state, because this is where tonight's situation gets genuinely alarming. Washington has 11 large uncontained fires, but the story in Spokane County right now is unprecedented. 3 separate wildfires are burning in and around Spokane simultaneously tonight: the Old Trails, Fairview, and a third near 9 Mile Falls. The Old Trails Fire northwest of Spokane rolled right into Riverside State Park this afternoon. Last update had it at 2,500 acres with very large air tankers, the biggest available, requested. The fire is making sustained crown runs to the north, and evacuations have been ordered for the entire area. The Fairview fire is burning near North Fairview Road and East Piper Road in the Meade area, just north of Spokane. 50 acres as of the last report, but exhibiting rapid fire behavior, flames moving uphill, spotting ahead of the main front. Homes are directly threatened, evacuations are expanding, and if you're anywhere near Meade, leave right now. If you are evacuating from anywhere in or around Spokane, authorities are directing everyone to go east only. Do not head west into the smoke and fire. That is the official direction from emergency management officials. Now, the largest and most complex fire in Washington state right now is the Kaiser Canyon Fire. 131,312 acres at 30% containment, 44 structures already lost. $24.4 million in suppression costs, with a second incident management team mobilizing from Alaska. Kaiser Canyon is a Tier 1 priority fire. That means it is receiving the absolute maximum available resources nationally. Active fire behavior with uphill runs, flanking, and short-range spotting numerous structures threatened. The Madrite Fire, 17 miles southwest of Inchelium in Ferry County, is exploding tonight. 40,625 acres and only 22% contained, started by lightning on July 17th. There are Level 3 Go Now evacuation orders in effect for multiple zones near Inchelium. The Gifford Ferry is closed. It is no longer an evacuation option. The Inchelium Highway is your only route out. People in the Kiowa Road area need to leave immediately. Resources cannot reach you because vehicles are blocking roads. Move your cars, move your vehicles, and get out. You are preventing emergency crews from doing their jobs. The Madrite Fire update today warned of long-range spotting potential reaching 6 to 7 miles to the north. 6 to 7 miles of spotting, that means the fire can essentially teleport that distance ahead of itself in these winds. The Bradeen Hill Fire, 17 miles southwest of Colville in Stevens County, sits at 4,000 acres and just 7% contained. The Sinlahaken Fire, 12 miles west of Tenasket in Okanogan County, is at 36,000 acres with zero containment. It was described as extremely active this afternoon as the severe fire weather event pushed into the area extreme behavior, crowning wind-driven runs, now into Idaho and Montana, because the story there today just got significantly worse. The Upper Smith Fire in the Kootenai River Valley, 20 miles northwest of Bonner's Ferry, is at 2,000 acres and 12% contained. The West Side Zone and Smith Creek Zone are both under Level 3 GO evacuation orders. Spot fires have already crossed to the south side of Long Canyon Creek. Crews are using the 2015 Parker Ridge burn scar as a natural containment anchor. Tonight's wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour will genuinely test those containment lines near Long Canyon Creek. In Montana, the brand new Ant Park Fire near White Sulphur Springs emerged just today, 400 acres, 0% contained. Active fire behavior with short crown runs, group torching, and spotting structures and energy infrastructure already threatened. Brand new fire plus maximum fire weather conditions tonight. That is a dangerous combination, y'all. The Skillet Fire in Flathead National Forest, 15 miles west of Olney, is at 945 acres and just 2% contained. Active fire behavior with group torching, spotting, and wind-driven runs. Residences and railroad infrastructure are threatened. Quickly to Utah, the Canyon Road Fire in Logan broke out Friday night right near Utah State University. It forced the evacuation of at least 100 people, with a mandatory zone covering a 1.5-mile radius around Canyon Road. Also in Utah, the Widemouth 2 Fire near Kanosh is at 5,900 acres with 15% containment. Extreme fire behavior, wind-driven runs, torching, and spotting numerous structures threatened and evacuations in effect. In Colorado, the Aspen Acres Fire, 20 miles southwest of Pueblo, is the most expensive fire in the Rocky Mountain area right now. 101,000 acres at 67% contained, but 915 structures have already been destroyed. 915 homes and buildings gone, $91.6 million in suppression costs so far. The Gold Mountain Fire near Ouray, 39,000 acres at 67%, remains a concern with numerous structures threatened. Let's talk quickly about the smoke situation across central and eastern Oregon because this affects public health just as much as fire. The Interagency Wildland Fire Air Quality Response Program issued a smoke outlook covering August 1st through 2nd. Mitchell and Dayville are both sitting at unhealthy for sensitive groups for much of today. Paulina is cycling between unhealthy for sensitive groups and outright unhealthy through Saturday evening. John Day is at moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups. Condon and Spray are at moderate, improving overnight. Air quality improvement is expected Sunday under northerly winds, but by late Monday, smoke from Washington drifts back in. If you're in any of these smoke zones with respiratory conditions, stay indoors and limit all outdoor activity. All right, here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about the meteorological mechanism driving today's fire weather events. What hit the Pacific Northwest today is what fire meteorologists call a dry cold front. Dry cold front, that's when the temperature drops and the wind comes, but the rain simply does not arrive. Firefighters get all the wind that disrupts containment lines, with none of the moisture that would actually help suppress fire. It is the most dangerous fire weather scenario in the firefighting world, and it is exactly what we have tonight. Here's the counterintuitive detail that matters most western Washington. Seattle, the Puget Sound area, is getting rainfall tonight. A marine push from an offshore low-pressure center is bringing genuine rain to the I-5 corridor, unusual for early August. But here's the problem. That same pressure system is driving strong westerly winds east of the Cascades. The rain falling on Seattle provides zero benefit to Kaiser Canyon, zero benefit to Maudrite, zero benefit to anything east of those mountains. Eastern Washington remains critically dry, despite what's happening on the west side. That is one of the cruelest quirks of Pacific Northwest geography. The NIFC Predictive Services section used this exact language in today's official report. I want you to hear this. Widespread critical to locally extreme conditions can be expected. That is the National Interagency Fire Center's own words. Unseasonably strong wind gusts of 35 to 50 miles per hour, with localized gusts exceeding 50 on high terrain. Minimum relative humidity dropping to 5 to 25% across the inland Northwest and Northern Rockies tonight. Portions of the Great Basin and California are seeing relative humidity as low as 3%, near the absolute lower bound of outdoor measurement. At 3% relative humidity, fine fuels become explosive. Any spark can lead to rapid catastrophic fire growth. Localized gusts of 60-plus miles per hour are likely over portions of northwest Montana tonight. That is not a typo. Now let's look at what the next 48 hours hold, because tonight through Sunday morning is the critical window. The frontal passage is moving through the northern Rockies tonight, with winds peaking between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific time today. Many existing fires have already displayed extreme growth this afternoon. New ignitions are extremely resistant to control right now. The key question for Sunday morning is how much damage did tonight's wind event do to containment lines? By Sunday night into Monday, humidity is forecast to increase, and winds to diminish. Fire behavior should return to more typical levels. But here's the catch. By late Monday, smoke from Washington's fires is expected to drift south into central Oregon, and a second system is being tracked around August 5th and 6th, another potential wind event that models are still resolving. Now let's look further out, and I want to be completely honest with you about what the models are and are not showing. There is no meaningful rainfall relief on the horizon for Pacific Northwest fire zones during the coming week. None, only isolated afternoon mountain thunderstorms are possible, and dry lightning from those storms could spark entirely new fires. NIFC's extended regional outlook confirms above normal wildfire risk will persist through early fall. This does not resolve in days. The heat ridge, the high-pressure dome that bakes the west, is forecast to reestablish over the Great Basin around August 4th and 5th. That means continued extreme heat and critically low humidity for California, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado next week. The Southern Plains, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Houston are seeing heat index values above 105 degrees this weekend. The Four Corners region sees monsoon thunderstorms this weekend, with wet activity from the Front Range into eastern New Mexico, some relief there. The Midwest will see thunderstorms for the Ozark Plateau and lower Mississippi River Valley. Some could be strong. Check local NWS forecasts. The Northeast is near to below normal temperature-wise. New York, Boston, Philadelphia see no extreme weather concerns this weekend. The tropics remain quiet. As of today, no tropical development to track at this time. Now, the context for how we got here matters, and NIFC's own predictive services team confirmed this data. 8 western states set record low snowpack on April 1st of this year, a historically alarming benchmark. Washington state's snowpack was completely gone by April 26th, 3 full weeks ahead of normal. That early snowmelt cured wildland fuels significantly ahead of schedule, and the fire season began earlier and harder than any historical average. 44,256 fires have burned 4.9 million acres nationally, 128% of the 10-year fire count average. 133% of the acreage average. We are in historically unprecedented territory on every single metric. Before we close out tonight, here are your direct action items if you're in the fire regions of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, or Montana. Number 1, register for your county emergency alert system tonight if you have not already done so. Okanogan County, Wasco County, Harney County, Malheur County, Ferry County, do this right now, not tomorrow. Number 2, know your evacuation zone level. Level 1 means be ready. Level 2 means be set to leave at a moment's notice. Level 3 means go leave immediately. Emergency personnel cannot guarantee door-to-door notification during a fast-moving event. Number 3, keep your gas tank full. At all times, gas stations along evacuation routes can be closed or completely overwhelmed. Number 4, prepare a go bag with essential medications, copies of important documents, water, and 72 hours of supplies. Have it right by the door tonight, not packed somewhere in a closet right by the door and ready to grab. Number 5, do not fly drones anywhere near these incidents when a drone is in the air. All firefighting aircraft must ground immediately. Every minute a tanker is grounded because of a drone is a minute that fire is growing unchecked toward homes and communities. Number 6, do not block evacuation routes with your vehicles in the Kiowa Road area near Maudrite today. Crews literally could not reach people. Vehicles blocking roads and driveways are preventing emergency crews from doing their jobs. Move your vehicles and get out. And a note to everyone, not just those in fire zones, check fire restrictions before any outdoor activity this weekend. No campfires unless explicitly permitted. Equipment sparks from trailer chains and exhaust systems have started fires this season. Every human-caused ignition diverts firefighters from existing incidents, please. Do not create new starts right now. This is a developing situation. I will have an update Sunday morning once we can assess the overnight fire response. Like this video, subscribe, and turn notifications on updates. We'll post the moment new information comes in. For the 26,800 firefighters on these fires tonight, for the 74 international specialists who crossed the Pacific, for the 18,000 personnel in the Northwest area alone facing tonight's wind event on the fire line, thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other.